Okay, so let's have a period chat about the driver market and the seats that are still up for grabs, because Cadillac is confirmed, but there's still other teams that have yet to finalize their driver lineup for next season. First of all, let's start off with Mercedes. They still have both drivers unsigned, but I don't think there'll be any changes there. I'm fully expecting them to confirm George Russell and Kimi Antonelli for 2026 at some point, because I don't really see any prospects that any drivers rather, that they could replace them with. I mean, they just signed Kimi, so it kind of seems like they've bet a lot on Kimi bringing him in so early, so yeah, it wouldn't make sense to drop him after just 1 year. And George Russell, well, he's obviously going to keep his seat. Now that the risk of Verstappen taking it is gone, for now anyway. Mercedes out of the way, a little bit more interesting one is Red Bull family. The Red Bull family, they have 3 seats currently unsigned, 1 at Red Bull and 2 at Racing Bulls. As much as it sucks, because I like Yuki Tsunoda, I don't see him keeping his seat for 2026. I'm not sure he's going to keep his seat at Red Bull. And I have a really bad feeling that Isaac Hadjar is going to be the one to take that seat, to be given the seat, to be the latest one to be sacrificed into that second Red Bull car. There was a rumor the other week about Alex Palou apparently being on Red Bull's radar, but from what I've seen, that has been rubbished. I don't want them to promote Isaac Hadjar. I think they should leave him alone in Racing Bulls for now. Don't promote him too quickly. Congratulations to him on his first podium, by the way, at Zandvoort. That was absolutely incredible. He was so good that weekend. So good in qualifying to put it up there so he could be up there in that position in the race, and then he was able to keep it up there ahead of the Mercedes, Ferraris. Like, honestly, kudos to him. Round of applause to him. I just have a bad feeling that they're gonna promote him up into Red Bull next year, which I can understand why they would, because he's kind of the next one in line to be promoted, in my opinion anyway, but I don't think they should. But I think they will. So I'm placing my bets on a Verstappen Hadjar lineup at Red Bull. As for Racing Bulls, I could see Lawson keeping his seat, and I'd place my bets on Arvid Lindblad being his teammate. He's in Formula 2 this year. He's been doing not so bad from what I understand. I haven't really kept too much up with Formula 2 this year, but I guess similar to what I said about Hadjar being really the next one in line to be promoted up to Red Bull, Lindblad is really the next one in the Red Bull Junior program to be promoted up into Formula 1, if you ask me anyway. And again, kind of similar to how it seems like Mercedes have bet a lot on Antonelli, kind of seems like Red Bull are betting on Lindblad being their version of Antonelli, if that makes any sense. The next Verstappen is what people always talk about. Oh, this driver could be the next Verstappen and all that blah blah blah. But I think we'll see him on the grid next year. Alongside Liam Lawson, that is. I think he'll keep his seat. That just leaves us with Alpine. Colapinto is not signed for next season, but I don't think Colapinto will be in that seat next year. He hasn't really done much, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't know who could take that seat. It's a bit of a lottery, because I don't think anyone really knows what Alpine are gonna do. Not with Flavio Briatore in charge, honestly. Like, maybe Yuki Tsunoda could be a prospect for that seat if he does lose his seat at Red Bull. A reuniting of Gasly and Tsunoda as teammates. We know they can work well together in the same team. We know that from their days together at AlphaTauri. And that's where I'm gonna place my bets. Tsunoda getting that seat. Because I feel like what Alpine need, youth but experience, is what I think they should go for. Because Tsunoda is still young, and by all means so is Gasly. He is knocking on the door of 30, but he's still young. And I think that kind of just youth but experience is what Alpine need to help get them back up the order, because they're kind of up shit creek without a paddle at the moment, and they really need to just step aside from the rookies, which brings risk of crashing in inexperience, get some experience in that car of a couple of solid drivers, because despite his struggles at Red Bull, we know Tsunoda is a good driver, but he just can't show it in that Red Bull car. There's something about it that makes it basically the second V-carb, and a V-carb is basically the second Red Bull car, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But rambling aside, that's my bets. Mercedes stays the same. Hadjar gets promoted up to Red Bull alongside Verstappen. Lawson keeps his seat at Racing Bulls, and his new teammate would be Arvid Lindblad. And Yuki Tsunoda goes to Alpine alongside his former teammate Pierre Gasly. And just to finish off here, interesting kind of story starting to go around that Colton Herta apparently could be heading to Formula 2 next year. And I just saw a tweet about it today, Monday. He could apparently be driving for Prema next year in Formula 2 in a bid to try and get a super license to join the Formula 1 grid, assuming definitely with Cadillac, because no doubt they'll be wanting to get an American driver. And honestly, that's probably the easiest way for them to get an American driver if they want one. I would assume that Colton can probably do not too shabby in Formula 2. I mean, he's a race winner over in IndyCar, so you'd think that surely he can do alright in Formula 2. Does mean that Perez and Bottas need to keep an eye on their back, because Colton would replace one of them, either for 27 or 28 or whenever. One of them has to go, you know? If they keep one of them, who will it be? Either way, what's your bets on the 2026 seats we have left available, and what do you think of this whole Colton Herta to F2 thing? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.